All right, guys, welcome to this video I've titled Let's Talk Research. So lots of questions have been coming in over the past week or so about the research paper assignment. So this video is going to look at two particular items that are found in your course content. And then I'm going to have some other videos linked below that break things down into a little more detail in a few more specific pieces. So you will see 4 videos, a total of 4, posted about the research paper in the course announcements starting today. So this is the first video that I want you to pay attention to. In this particular video, we're just going to look at the instructions, the overview for the paper, and then we will look at the research paper portfolio PowerPoint that's found in your course content because that really breaks it down into baby steps. So hopefully you will find that to be a useful tool to work through the research process. So this first document that we're looking at is titled 1.10 Research Paper Directions. This is found in Unit 1 in your course, and it's found in a whole bunch of places. It's also linked in this video announcement. If you will click on the attachments for the video announcement in the course, you will see these directions as well. So the goal of this research paper is for you to become an expert on a topic through research. And for this assignment, you're going to write a research paper on a topic that's related to the memoir Night. That's the novel that we are currently reading in our class. So we wanted to give you an opportunity to stretch a little bit outside of just that novel and pick a topic that maybe has something to do with that novel that you would like to explore more closely and let you do your research on that topic. So here are the basic requirements for the paper. As always, it should be your original work. So every year, I have to stress this, when you turn in your paper to any K-12 Dropbox, it is automatically run through a program called Turnitin, and you will receive a Turnitin score. What Turnitin does is it compares your paper to the billions and billions of other papers all over the internet, and it matches things that are not original. So it will show me the parts of your paper that came directly from somewhere else. Now, with a research paper, I do expect to see some exact matches because you're going to be using outside sources. You're going to be quoting outside sources. The big thing is that you just have to cite those sources. You have to say where they came from. The paper should be 2 to 3 pages, double spaced. We're using size 12 font in either Times New Roman or Arial. And you want to have 3 to 5 scholarly sources. So 3 to 5 outside sources. At the end of your paper, you'll have a works cited page, and this instructional document has all sorts of extra information linked in it. So you can click on these blue links and it will take you to how to format a works cited page, a sample of what one looks like, and no, your works cited page does not count in your 2 to 3 pages. Okay. Here's some quick links for MLA formatting. That's the format we'll want you writing your paper in. And all of these individual links will break down the formatting for you as far as how to format your title page, page numbers, how to do in-text citations, how to do works cited page, how you cite websites, and then there's a sample paper in MLA format that you can look at. So here's the juicy part here. These are suggested topics. So when writing your research paper, you should make a connection between your topic and the novel Night. And somewhere in your paper, you want to explain the relationship between your topic and the book. And you can pull textual evidence from the book to support your writing. So automatically, when you do that, you've already used one scholarly source. So yes, Night may count as one of your scholarly sources. So you may come up with your own topic, Or you can choose one from the list of topics we've given you. You can kind of shape and mold one of these topics to fit what you would like, but mostly anything to do with the Holocaust, the Nazi takeover in Germany, the World War II, kind of the European World War II, anything like that, you're going to be able to tie back to night and the Holocaust is going to be acceptable. So there are all kinds of ideas here. And you'll notice some of them are pretty broad. So if you want to do a broad, just kind of a timeline, kind of walking us through the events of the Holocaust, there's that option. Or you can get into very, very specific pieces of this, like maybe focusing in on one specific concentration camp. You can talk about modern genocide. You can talk about other groups of people that were targeted during the Holocaust. You can get as specific as you would like, and that's going to be okay. So choose something that's interesting to you that you genuinely would like to research and find out more information, and that's the topic you're going to choose. The resources that I'm giving you here, the research writing portfolio is the next document we're going to look at. If you complete this portfolio throughout the writing process and submit it with your research paper, I will give you 20 bonus points for that. You can't do it instead of the research paper, but for those of you that really want to break down step by step and what you need to say and where, this research writing portfolio will be super helpful. You could start with that, and then once you get it completed, you really just kind of have to copy and paste everything over into Word, into actual paper format. Here's another link that talks about evaluating website credibility, which has to do with whether that's a reliable source or not. And then some revising and editing task cards, just things to check for as you're going through the revising and editing process. Okay, I'm going to pause for just a minute, and we're going to switch over to this research writing portfolio and walk through that a little bit. And then there will be 3 more videos posted after this that will break down the research process even more. Okay, now I've opened the research writing portfolio. This is also found in your course content. It's also linked in this course announcement with all the videos as well. This is set up as a PowerPoint, and it's 34 slides long. It's pretty lengthy, but it really walks you through this step-by-step process of completing your research paper. So if you walk through this PowerPoint and you kind of complete it as you go, save it and turn it in with your research paper, you'll gain 20 bonus points for your final research grade. So this first page is just a reminder that you should download and save a copy of this. That way you can work on it and then save your work. The same links that are on the instructional page are here as well, just the reminders, the length that we're looking for, font size, 3 to 5 scholarly sources, all of that is on this first page. Then, here is just a guide for you to kind of spread out some of the due dates. This kind of gives you a working timeline of what you want to complete. Now, all of these dates are pretty flexible, I guess you could say, with the exception of the final draft. The final draft is due September the 10th. Anything leading up to that date, you're free to kind of maneuver and work as you choose. These are just suggestions. So by the 25th, which is this Wednesday, you want to have your topic selected and answer these topic questions. Then by Friday, you want to have your sources. Then Monday, an outline, rough draft, etc. So this just kind of gives you a timeline of what to work through. All of these steps are found in the PowerPoint. You can click that link to find the research rubric, if that's something that's interesting to you. Here are the suggested topics. Once again, those are in the PowerPoint. And then here's where we get into the fun stuff that really, this will help you break down what you're writing about. So you can use this graphic organizer to really narrow down what the final topic of your essay is going to be. This gives you a place to work through 3 possible topics. If you only have 1 or 2 that you're deciding about, start with those 2 and work through subcategories. Do you feel like the topic is too narrow or too broad? And then down here on the bottom, your final topic selection and why you chose that topic. So that would be one of the first things you do, choosing your topic and really kind of narrowing it down. After that, you'll fill in this little working box. Topic of my research paper, why you chose that topic, and then 5 potential subcategories for your main topic. Now I put 5 here because I feel like or actually I put 4. That's a good starting place. We're only asking for a 2 to 3 page paper, so you may not even need 5. You may have enough to write about with 3 or 4, but it's always good to have more and then cut back if you need to. Some additional questions you have about your topic, you can note down here. That's an excellent place to start with your research. What are some questions that you have? Google those questions and see what comes up. So here's an example of a topic sheet. This is just something that you could go by. And then the research process. So this is where you start looking at your sources and really paring them down and deciding, what is it that I'm going to use? Is it a good source? Is it a bad source? How can I use it? So this process can be probably the most challenging or the most lengthy. So hopefully this PowerPoint will help you. There are several pages where you will just fill out the information. You can choose the information you're using from that source. And if you'll do this here, then you don't have to go back and find the source when you actually come and put it in your paper. Think of this as just kind of the roadmap that leads you through your paper. So there will be several of these where you can find your sources. Okay. Now, once you get your sources, you'll start working on an outline, and I'm not going to go through all 34 of these slides because this recording would be forever long, but this gives you a sample outline, and then here's a template that you can use to create your own outline, and then we have some more fill in the blank boxes here. Some examples of MLA formatting, the guidelines for that, how to do in-text citations and works cited. There's so much information in here, guys. Once you get to about slide 23, then the slides really open up, and this is where you start doing your writing. Every portion of the research paper will have a section for you to brainstorm and write. It will have an example of what yours should look like and the instructions on how to get there with your specific topic. And then you'll have a place where you can break it down like this. So your topic sentence, basic information, the quote or the information you're paraphrasing from your source, any follow-up sentences or analysis, and then your concluding sentence. So you'll have one of these sheets to build every paragraph of your paper. So there's body paragraph 2, 3, 4, 5. Here's some transition statements that are helpful when moving from paragraph to paragraph, writing your conclusion, and then creating your works cited page. Going through this PowerPoint step by step and following, let's go back to this timeline, following the timeline that is at the very beginning will really help you not be overwhelmed and stay on task throughout this process. There are 3 more videos posted after this that talk about deciding on your topic and how to find sources. There's a video about drafting your paper, which goes along with building the paragraphs and such. And then the last video is about MLA and revising and editing. So it's all of that formatting stuff and revising and editing. If you guys have questions on this, always reach out. You can email me, call, text. You can come into office hours on Monday and Wednesday, or you can set up an appointment for a one-on-one meeting, and you can do that through the office hours module in our course. There's a link there to sign up for a one-on-one time. Don't let this overwhelm you. If you've got questions, reach out and ask. This video and the 3 others posted below, you can always go back to and reference at any point. So if you have any questions, again, please reach out. I hope this is helpful, and good luck. I can't wait to see what you guys choose to write about. You guys always come up with some pretty fascinating stuff. So good luck.